ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक् प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
Mahopanisad, chapter 5, mantra 162. The Srishti, the creation, is being described step by step. We have seen about these theories of creation. They differ from Upanishad to Upanishad. Upanishads do not have any purport in giving actual theories of creation. These theories are given as only means to make us discover what our Swarupa, what our real nature, Chaitanya Swarupa, Paramananda Swarupa, totally free from sorrow is there. Every theory of creation has got its own defects, but we have nothing to do with that. We have to use them only as a means to know our Swarupa, as Gaudapada Acharya says, Upayaha Saha Avataraya. Saha Srishti Kramaha, the order in which creation took place. The description. Saha Avataraya Upayaha. Upayaha means, Avatara means to reveal to you what your Swarupa is. It depends on the student who is there in front of the teacher. Just to give him a plausible explanation as to like this Jagat has stuff. It helps to gain the knowledge. But if you scrutinize it, there are defects in there. Nothing to do with the defects. We have to use only the means to gain the knowledge. So here, we have reached a stage, the mind in the form of Hiranyagarbha is now thinking of creating the actual entities in the world. It thought, what should be the first one to be created, etc. For which Hiranyagarbha Tattva recollected the past creation. The entities, they are there. The features of the entities, the conduct of the entities, all this it recollected and then actually going to start the creation. Read 162.
Leelaya kalpayamasa chitra sankalpata prajaha nanachara samarambha Gandharvanagaram yatha.
Leelaya. Chitraha Nana Achara Samarambha Prajaha Sankalpataha Kalpayamasa Yatha Gandharva Nagaram Yatha Gandharva. That Hiranyagarbha, the mind is the form of Hiranyagarbha. So what did it do? Leelaya. Leela is a sport. Sport is just for the sake of sport only. Nowadays, sports are becoming money spinning business. That is not the one. Actually, sport is for just for sport, and nothing more than that. A type of entertainment may be like that. But if entertainment of yourself at the cost of others will be dangerous, the criminal. No, there's nothing like that. This is Leela of oneself, with oneself, by oneself, no one else is involved. Whom are you going to complain? You are the one who is the author of Leela. That is the case. It is a strange Leela. You know, in Bhagavata, you hear this word, Leela Kaivalyam. The avatar, Krishna, what he did was just a sport. There's nothing much that just automatically takes place. So like that. Leelaya means without much endeavor, effort, just very easily. Chitraha, Prajaha comes there. Different types of entities, beings. Chitraha. Chitraha means Vichitraha. Vichitraha means varied, different types. Chitraha. And those entities, Prajaha, what type of entities? Nanachara Samarambha. Endowed with Nana, varieties of achara, conduct, Samarambha, undertaking, karmas. Prajaha, such Prajaha, people, beings, did not be people, beings, all other beings also. How did he create? Sankalpataha kalpayamas. Just by sankalpa. Sankalpa here, manovyapara. Kalpayamas, projected. Hiranyagarbha projected different types of beings with different conduct, different undertakings, just by mental projection. How? Illustration given. Yatha Gandharva Nagaram. Like the Gandharva Nagaram. City in the clouds. I hope you by now you know this. What is meant by Gandharva Nagara? Gandharva Nagara is, see, at the time of sunset, when there are clouds in the sky, the golden hue of the sun rays is there, and the particular type of colors are there. If you go on watching at those clouds, if some pattern emerges, and it depends on your imaginative skill to say, as it were, there is a city, there is an army, very a market, like that. It is a dependence. Of course, Bombay people have no time to see like that. If you go to hill station, etc., if at all you have at a leisure, there also, if you see the city in front of the idiot box, end of it. Just see this. It at times it flashes as if a flag mast, like that. Now this Gandharva Nagara is nothing but mental projection on it. There is no city, there is no army, there is no market, nothing is there. But it appears as if it is true. At times, really, it is a very interesting thing. So, yatha gandharva nagara means this entire srishti, entire creation, with you and me sitting now to study Mahopanisad is like Gandharva Nagara mental projection. Are you ready to accept? It appears difficult for you to accept. Now tell me, please, in dream, you the dreamer, do you accept the dream world? Of course. Like that, your present condition. This also is no better than that imagination. Only difference is this imagination is a little more concrete than the imagination in the dream state. How come? You answer. On waking up, you only tell me that the dream was false. Like that. Now, wake up from this waking state dream to your Swarupa. Just as you are aware of your waking, you dismiss the dream world as a false mental projection. So, on being aware of our Swarupa, Chaitanya Swarupa, Paramanda Swarupa, wherein there is no trace of this creation that we are experiencing now, including Mahopanisad teaching. You are what you are. The false nature of this waking world gets exposed. Otherwise, it is not possible. Can any dreamer ever accept that dream world is false? Let the dream guru break his head. You will not the head, but you will not be convinced about it. Like that here, it is not possible except by inquiry. Yes, it should be like that. Then how we can proceed. But finally, we have to discover ourselves the truth of it. So Gandharva Nagaram Yatha. So what is created now? Jagat is created. The question is, what these beings are going to do? Among them, especially the crown of creation, the human being. What is he going to do? Is it mobile and all those things? Net. So Hiranyagarbha and Ishvara, these beings cannot be let loose like this. They should be given up. They should be given a preoccupation or a marga, a route to discover their swarup. Otherwise, they will get lost and ruined in this samsara saga. So what should be done? Shastra has to be done. Generally, no. When you give a talk, not talk, when such spiritual discourse is given, question comes. We have to do all these things, attend office, house, etc. How are you doing? Recently it happened, I was talking in some giving a talk in some channel. Afterwards the question came. So how can I take to this? We have to do all these things. I'll tell you one thing. You are going somewhere driving in your car. You are speeding. Some mischief or something wrong you made while setting the GPS. And you are going to high speed. Suddenly it came to your notice, you are speeding in the wrong direction. What are you going to do? Is it not first we apply the brakes, reduce the speed and bring to the halt, set right and then go? Likewise, irrespective of what you are now doing, however contrary it may be to your present pursuit, contrary to the pursuit of gaining the knowledge, first find out you are proceeding in the wrong direction. Immediately you have to apply the brakes, not emergency brake. You are again gadbadi will happen. Slow down. Then fine. What about here? Here also you have to apply the brakes. What is the brake there? Vichara. Inquiry. Not simply inquiry like that. Your imagination. No. As guided by the Shastra. Krishna says what you have to do, what you should not do. However, how should you get guided? Tasmat Shastram Pramanam Te Karya Vyavasthito. What is to be done? What should not be done? For you, the guidance is from our Shastra. Who has given the Shastras? Maybe to begin with, sages, rishis, etc. Finally, it is Parameshwara only. Directly or indirectly through Parameshwara. Depending on what you are presently, it guides us how we can now redirect our pursuit to get this highest. So therefore, the necessity of Shastra comes. Otherwise, Hiranyagrabha thought these beings will get lost forever. They will get ruined in the sense of being unable to get the highest Purushartha. And what is the highest Purushartha? Moksha. Presently, these people are entangled in what? Dharma, Artha, Kama. Even there, those who take to Dharma is less. They are mainly entangled in Artha and Kama. That is why they are landed in pollution now. Of course, majority don't know that problem at all. They think what they do is right. It's not the case. So therefore, Shastras also created. Continue.
तासां स्वर्गापवर्गार्थं धर्मकामार्थसिद्धये अनन्तानि विचित्राणि शास्त्राणि समकल्पयत्.
तासां स्वर्गापवर्गार्थं धर्मकामार्थसिद्धये अनंतानि विचित्राणि शास्त्राणि समकल्पयत्. Tasam, of those, who are those? Prajanam, the beings that were created for that, for what? Swargapavargartham, Artham for the sake of Svarga and Aparga. Procuring the heavens and Apavarga is moksha. Totally free from samsara. Again, Dharma Kamartha Siddhaye. Siddhaye for the accomplishment of Dharma, Kama, Artha. Dharma means punya. Kama, fulfillment of legitimate desires. Artha, wealth, securities. Artha, Kama, to be earned, guided by Dharma. But this Dharma or the Kama pursuit can never make the individual contented. Still I want. Still I want. I want to be happier. I want to free from sorrow. So finally you have to take to moksha. See, look, we want happiness. We don't want sorrow, is it not? Be frank. Where it may be. Then we want happiness, for which we have to do what we have to do. We, as an individual, taking this body as I, interact with the world, get happiness, avoid sorrow. Yes or no? What is the first and foremost thing indispensable? Body. Without body, can you ever get happiness from the world? And when you have got the body, you have to interact with the world. Can you ever get away from sorrow? Leave the world aside. This body, which is indispensable for sense pleasures, Vishaya Bhoga, which alone has become the goal of life of ours in the modern world. You have to order body. Have you ever thought of the nature of the body? This body is unavoidably the original source of all sorrow. So long as the body is concerned, never hope to be totally free from sorrow. First, the body needs to be born. Yes or no? Yes. You know what all things are involved? You have to go through what is called as Garbhavasa. 9 months in the mother's womb. We don't know, but Shastras have described very torturous condition. In Adhyatma Ramayana, in Kishkinda Kanda, Chandrama Muni, he is what? Telling this, the plight of the fetus in the womb to Sampati, the younger brother of Jatayu. What to discover? From the day of conception, how the fetus grows, everything is there. Or gynecologists do research on this. Anyway, born, joy or sorrow. Others are happy, what about the child? They're crying, sorrow. Up to old age, continuous sorrow. If not anything, suppose भगवान की कृपा से सब कुछ ठीक है. But big nuisance. Every few hours, you have to feed the body. Hunger. Hunger is such a treacherous thing. A hungry man can do anything. Intolerable. Thirst. Hunger and see, just imagine. If hunger and thirst were not there, how free a person could have been. I don't mean this is okay. Having good health. The body is the source of sorrows. Waking state, we are prone to be sorrowful on account of physical body and the mind. In the dream state, physical body is what? Out of our cognition. Sorrows on account of mind. In sleep, temporarily cessation of sorrow. Because both the body and the mind are out of your cognition. What I mean to say, the sense pleasures for Vishaya Bhoga that we hanker for, dedicate whole life for that. Huh? Nowadays what? Career, this, that, come out, come out, come out. There's no end to that. As Mahatma Gandhi said, in this world, there are enough things required for the need of everyone. But it is not sufficient for the greed of even one single individual. No end to that at all. So, for what? Finally, what is there? Sorrow only. Now you decide. A sense of commerce. The investment, first and foremost investment for self-pleasure, Vishaya Bhoga, is this body. And that body itself is a source of sorrow. Unavoidable. Is it worth investing? You may ask, then how are you going to get happiness? This is the price you have to pay. You are mistaken. You are telling this because of a wrong notion. Me, the body, have to interact with the world and then get some joy, which is accompanied with sorrow. You take it for granted. It's not a fact. You are Paramananda Swarupa. There can never be a trace of sorrow in that. Discover it. So therefore, Shastras become relevant. Vichara, inquiry has to be taken. Not that you follow the Shastra. Shastra give the directions on the guidelines of which you have to inquire. But you have to discover the truth of it. That should be very clear. So therefore, dharma kama siddha is anantani, endless. Vichitrani, different types suited to different individuals. Shastrani, scriptures. Samakalpayat, ordained, project. Anantani Shastra. Endless Shastra. Now you may say, yo, Baba, who is going to study endless Shastra? Have you ever visited a chemist shop? How many medicines he has got? Do you consume all of them? You take what is recommended for you, what is prescribed for you. That's all. Like that. Shastras may be many. You have to take the essence of it, which is necessary for you. Elsewhere, in a teaching called Uttara Gita, Bhagavan Krishna has advised Arjuna, not Bhagavad Gita, Uttara Gita. Ananta Shastram Bahuveditavya. Alpascha Kalo Bhavascha Vigna. Tasmad Yat Sara Bhutam Sadupasitavya. Hamso Yatha Akshira Mivambu Mishram. Ananta Shastram. Endless is the scripture. Bahuveditavyam. The things to be known are endless, Bahu many. Alpascha Kalaha. But the time at my disposal is very less. Bhavascha Vignaha. In that less time also, hundreds of obstructions. Therefore, Krishna says, Yat Sara Bhutam Tadupasita. Whatever that is the essence of the Shastra, whatever that the crux of Shastra, Tadupasita, that put you in that practice. How so yatha kshira mimamba mishram. Like what they say, what is that? The swan has got capacity to separate the water from the milk. It takes only the milk and gives up the water. Like that. What is essence of Shastra that you take to? Many guidelines are there to this. But you have to do vichara, apply the brake to divert your further pursuit in the right direction for which this human body is meant. Human body is not meant for khao, pio, maja karo. Or animals also can do that. Human embodiment is designed to know what you are in reality. That itself is the knowledge of Parameshwara, God principle, divinity principle. So thus, Hiranyagarbha, of course, Hiranyagarbha is Parameshwara only, now in the form of Hiranyagarbha, created all these things. But mind you, whatever that is created without exception is only an imagination, a false projection, and therefore it should not be taken as real. Now you may say, it should not be taken real, and Shastra also have to give up. No. Depending on what you are, where you are, what needs to be taken to gain the final goal of life. Only take that much only and rest, know for certain, is what truly not so. That is this also a false or not? Yes, but it is useful. In the dream, you are what? Suffering. To add to it, a tiger chased you. You started running. Tiger is chasing you. Ran, and unfortunately, in the dream, you came to the edge of a cliff. Behind is tiger, front is what? Cliff. and you are so running, by sheer momentum, you fell in the cliff. Deep down was cool Ganges flowing, and the touch of that cool Ganges water woke you up. Tell me now, for you, the dreamer, who is false, suffering, which is false, the tiger that chased is false, the cool touch, which is false, but helped you to regain what you are in reality with respect to dream. Useful. So like that, Shastra, no doubt, is a false projection, but it is useful for the present problem of so-called samsara. Our problem is that we don't know that such a problem is there. That's our problem. Therefore, you have to take to vichara. That is why Krishna says, what is that? My dear, have Shraddha. Shraddhavan labhate dhyana. What Shastra says appears just next to impossible. But see the source from which this knowledge has come. Take for simple Bhagavad Gita. Who has taught it? Krishna. And who is the student? Arjuna, the man of those, the ideal man of those, that age. Highly, what is that? Learned. Man of accomplishment. Should we not have Shraddha in that? Now, just for example, the very, very catchy phrase from Bhagavad Gita, which we neglect, even those people who study Bhagavad Gita, they know what it is, but they have neglected. You know, we seek the happiness from the world. And what happiness do you want to say? Ever happiness. But Krishna, Jagat Guru, Parameshwara, Avatara, Purna Avatara, he has displayed a nameplate for this world. I have told this 100 times. I'm not tired of repeating it. At least sometime it will click in the mind of the listener, and they will take seriously the pursuit of inquiry. I don't say just gulp it down. Take to vichara. What is the nameplate? Anityam asukham lokam. Anityam asukham lokam. Imam prapya bhajasvamam. Arjuna, having come to this world, which is anitya, impermanent, asukha, truly there is no joy in that. Seek me. The seek me means seek your swarup only. What do you do? In that Jagat, for which Bhagavan has given a name, Anitya Sukha, Loka, we seek Nitya Sukha. Ever existing happiness, where it is not available. Now you decide how wise you are. For this one illustration is given. See, it seems in Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh, there is a concept of what is called as military canteen. Military canteens are restaurants where only non-vegetarian food is served. I saw one photograph Of course. I don't know. Name is not. Govinda Das Military Canteen. Govinda Das. Anyway, like no Ganesh Bidis. Now, you go to this military canteen and order for masala dosa, idli sambar, medu vada. Will you get it? We know you will not get it. Like that, in this world which is anitya sukha, we want nitya sukha you are ordering. Will we ever succeed? And yet, we are doing it. That means what? No Shraddha in Krishna. We worship him, we pray to him, we praise him, we do puja to him, we do arti to him. But you have no Shraddha in his. That's why Bhagavan knows our cycle. Shraddhavan labhate. If Krishna has said something, and if I have not understood that, I should inquire, where have I gone wrong? Why? How come? Because Bhagavan Krishna cannot go wrong. He will not tell the people which is not good for them. In fact, there is no reason why he should teach the people. But out of love, he is teaching. In fact, there is no reason why he should take the body. Not like you and me, jivas. But he takes the body for the good of humanity. Should we not have Shraddha in him? So we have to think properly. Come whatsoever. First accept that, and then you proceed. The guidelines given by Shastra. So therefore, truly speaking, entire Jagat, that is what projected, is false in nature. Except as the means to know our Swarupa, we should not take this Jagat seriously. Our attitude toward the Jagat must be like the old newspaper. Today's newspaper is tomorrow's what? Waste paper. When you see the newspaper, you just go to the headlines and few things of interest. Then throw it. Like that. In life, many things may happen, but we did not take them seriously. Stick to one thing. As a human being, what I need to accomplish in this life. Accomplish that. Afterwards, goodbye. Thank you to everyone, including your enemy, because of which you started thinking seriously about the problem of life and you discovered what you are. A jnani has no grudge against anyone. He is grateful to everyone because everyone has contributed to his life, wherein finally he could discover what his Swarupa is. So therefore, from this standpoint, the Jagat is what? Entire Srishti is what? False. Continue.
विरञ्चि रूपान् मनसः कल्पितत्वमोहितम् वा जगत्स्थितेः अवस्थितिरियं प्रोक्ता तन्नाशे नाशमाप्नुयात्।
जगस्थिते विरिञ्चि रूपाद् मनसः कल्पितत्वात् इयं तावस्थितिः प्रोक्ता तन्नाशे नाशम आपनुयात्। तन्नाशे नाशम आपनुयात्। जगस्थितेः विरिञ्च रूपात् मनसः कल्पितम्। जगस्थिते, the sustenance, the continuance of Jagat Srishti, creation, is Virincha Rupad Manasa Kalpita. Because it is Kalpita, falsely projected by the mind in the form of Virincha. Virincha is Hiranyagarbha or Brahmaji, one of the Trinity. Hiranyagarbha is only a subtle form. Hiranyagarbha doesn't have a gross body. The one of the Trinity, Brahmaji, his body is considered as the physical body of Hiranyagarbha. See, Virincharupadnasa, from the mind in the form of Hiranyagarbha, Kalpitatva, because it is falsely projected. Iyam, Iyam means this Jagat Sthiti, the continuance of this Jagat. Tavasthiti, means so long as Hiranyagarbha's mind is functioning or continuing. That is why at the end of the day of Hiranyagarbha or Brahma, when he goes to sleep, no Srishti at all. His mind is not just as you sleep, that was sleeping. See, you can see a miniature of this in your life only. In sleep, where is the Jagat? In waking dream is there. Who projected it? Your mind. In the waking, your mind projected with the physical body. In the dream, without physical body. In sleep, mind is at rest. Merged in its immediate cause, avidya. No Jagat. Same thing. We are miniature of what? The total. You should convince us. Therefore, so long as the Hiranyagarbha's mind functioning, it is there. No more function. It's Nasha. When it has ended, Hiranyagarbha's mind is Tad-Nashi. When Hiranyagarbha's mind is ended, Nasha Mapnaya. The falsely projected Jagat comes to an end. Continue.
न जायते न म्रियते क्वचित् किञ्चित् कदाचन परमार्थेन विप्रेन्द्र मिथ्या सर्वं तु दृश्यते.
This Jagat is a false projection of Hiranyagarbha's mind. But from the standpoint of the ultimate reality, Chaitanya Brahma, there is nothing called Jagat at all. See, Viprendra, Rubu, is addressing to Nidaga, O great Brahmana, O exalted Brahmana. Paramarthena. Paramarthena means Paramartha Swarupena. From the standpoint of ultimate reality, Chaitanya and Chaitanya alone. I bring this word Chaitanya, Chit, pure awareness, pure because you will get flabbergasted by Paramatma, Parameshwara, Brahma, Atma, etc. But you can't miss your awareness principle in you, your consciousness principle in you. Chaitanya, Chit in you, you cannot miss. That is the Paramartha. That is your Swarupa, Paramanta Swarupa. That is your Swarupa, totally free from sorrows. But unfortunately, something has obstructed. Because of this obstruction, we are deprived of the Paramanta Swarupa, limitless happiness nature of ours, totally free from sorrow. All the effort in terms of Vedanta is to remove this obstruction and be face to face with our Swarupa. That is Atma Jnana. That is Brahma Jnana. That is Moksha. That is the freedom from samsara. Nothing short of it. Is it possible? Yes. Otherwise, Krishna will not teach it. That's why it is from time to time it is what? Brought to our notice. But we just, as a habit, we just ignore it. Our problem. So, Paramarthena, to the ultimate standpoint, oh, Didaga, Vachit, anywhere, Kinchit, even to the least extent, Kadachana, at any time, Na Jayate, Na Mriyate. In reality, from ultimate reality standpoint, nowhere, at no time, nothing is born, nothing gets died. From ultimate standpoint, Janma Marana are not there at all. Whatever entities born are not there. Whatever entities you say get destroyed are not there. All that is there only Paramartha Swarupa only. Therefore, Priyate, na jayate, na priyate. Sarvam tu mithya adrishyate. Everything is seen to be what? False in nature. You cannot deny the appearance of Jagat. Experience of Jagat cannot be denied. That's why we say mithya. If no experience of Jagat were there is tucham, non-existent. It appears to be there, but really not there. Like your dream. So therefore, say this. Sarvam to mithya adrishyate. All appearances, seeming appearance, truly not there. So therefore, O Nidaga, don't get entangled in it. Continue.
कोशमाशा भुजङ्गानां संसाराडम्बरं त्यज असदेतदिति ज्ञात्वा मातृभावं निवेशय
आशा भुजंगानां कोशम संसाराडंबरम त्यज एतद् असद् इति ज्ञात्वा मातृभावं निवेशय. See, presently, in our state of ignorance, we are totally engrossed in the Jagat. This statement may sound strange to many. If we are not to get engrossed in Jagat, what we have to do? That's our field of getting happiness and getting rid of sorrow. How do you say that don't interact with them? This is what I said. The wrong direction. The mindset is so set that what is not correct is already taken as the right one. As a result, what is told as the right thing is what doesn't enter at all. Vichara is necessary. So with Shraddha, by proper vichara. This Jagat, samsara adambara. Adambara means show. The show of samsara, which is Asha Bhujanganam Kosha. That Kosha, treasure of Asha Bhujanga, snakes of Asha desire. Snakes in the form of desire. See, snake is known to be the entity which what guard the treasure. That's what is said. Suppose some treasure is hidden, snake will be there. That's what is said. So like this show of the samsara, which is nothing but the treasure of all these desires, in the snakes in the form of desires, give it up. Treasure. Etad asad iti jnatva. This samsara adambara, asad iti jnatva, having known to be asad, what you do? Matru bhavam niveshaya. Niveshaya, take two. Matru bhavam. This can be taken two ways. Matru bhavam. Matru, don't take as mother. Add their pramatru bhavam. You know what pramatru? Pramatru. That is the knower. Pramata, prama, pramana, prameya. Pramana, prameya. Pramatru bhavam. So that is, take to the pramatru bhavam. The status of knower means be a sakshi. You be the Chaitanya entity in front of whom this samsara is parading, but you are aloof from that. Nivesha. Or if you take without that, take matru bhava. There you can take matru as a mother. Mother means source, the cause. So matru bhavam can be taken there. Take to adhisthana, basis of this jagat. take to the basis of this Jagat. We'll see further.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणा सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ।